And he caught my eye in the yard. He's a big, strong, scopy type. So I think that he can run a little cheeky race as well as Shared Ambition, who should find the front.
Ben, who's the hot horse?
Think it over. Been beaten less than a length in 2 Group 1 wins already this preparation. Throw in a Group 2 victory. Looks the class horse.
Hard to beat. Bruce nearly picks himself, doesn't he?
I think so, Rich. I mean, you're reluctant to take $1.80 about a horse that wins, every third start, so to speak, but he's improved out of sight, this horse. I think he'll win, but I don't think he's a certainty, but I'd like even money.
Big Watch KI, Nautique, and also Shared Ambition. Now, here we go. The Hill Stakes, worth $1 million.
And we're ready for the Yulong Hill Stakes. $1.80. Think it over. Ready? And the gates clang back, they're off and racing. Shared Ambition. And the favourite, Think It Over, have jumped well. Cepheus Handy with Kukaracha. Then came Duis, K.I. Nautique. And Cariff is going to settle back last. So it's Shared Ambition just crawling forward. Not going overly hard here. They're absolutely walking early, and Shared Ambition will lead. And Nash is sending the short price favourite forward here, Think It Over. And he's going to get the spot outside the lead. Cepheus on the rails, third inside Kukaracha. They're 4 lengths clear from Duis, 2 lengths then to K.I. Nautique. And Cariff is back last of all. So down the back they go. Inside the 1400 and Shared Ambition in front. Just rolling along at a steady tempo by a length on Think It Over. Cepheus third, 3/4 the outside of the Queensland Derby winner Kukaracha. 2.5 further back to the Queensland Oaks winner Duis, and the last 2 Cariff is travelling pretty strongly on the rails, and the inside of the Japanese import K.I. Nautique, who's about 8 lengths at the rear. Down the side of the course, 1,000 metres to run. Shared Ambition and a nice long rein, travelling well by 3/4 to Think It Over. 2 lengths to Cepheus on the inside of Kukaracha. Then Duis in the running line. Cariff still travels strong the fence. And K.I. Nautique last about 5.5, 6 off the lead. Shared Ambition approaching the 600 metres in the Yulong Hill Stakes. Leads by a half length. Duis gets going early. Moving up on the outside now, Think It Over. Then Cepheus, Kukaracha bottled up a bit from K.I. Nautique. And Cariff is last of a bunching field. Coming around the turn, and Shared Ambition slides. Races a length and a half in front of Think It Over. Duis is under the pump. Shared Ambition leads by a length now on Think It Over, and Nash starts to get to work on the short price favourite. It's Shared Ambition a half length on Think It Over. K.I. Nautique running on the outside as Think It Over moves up now to Shared Ambition. Think It Over and Shared Ambition. Think It Over's got the head in front. It's a hard slog, but he'll just win it. Just Think It Over a half head to Shared Ambition. I think Cepheus third in front of K.I. Nautique. Then came further back Kukaracha from Duis and Cariff.
It was narrow. He's won. Think It Over. He's fallen in. If you've taken the odds on, the heart palpitations about 200 metres out would have certainly kept you awake. But Darren Flindell says that was some ride from James McDonald. He won't get ride of the day because the horse has been beaten, but he ran second there on Shared Ambition. Rode him absolutely perfectly, and Nelly knocked off the fave. Cepheus runs third. Caitlin, you would not want it over again, would you, at $1.75?
Oh, not at those odds, not at all. But you sort of knew that he had that grit in him. We've seen that fight with him before with Very Elegant and the like. So I did have faith in the horse because he does know how to find the line, especially here at Randwick. But Shared Ambition, you're right, was well rated in front from James, and he skipped around the corner and gave him something to run down. But I thought he was brilliant, Bruce. He's such an honest horse. Think it over.
Sure is, Katie, and I'm with you. I always thought he was going to win. I mean, it was narrow on the line. Richo, you're right. James rode beautifully, but look at Nash here. Katie, this is what I liked about Nash. When James slipped away, which was the right thing to do, Nash kept the balance, didn't he? And he kept balance on this horse all the way up the straight. Brilliant by Kerry Parker, guys. I mean, he's no longer in the Cox Plate, this horse, but he's won $1 million race here. He's a George Ryder winner. He's a serious racehorse, but he's picking his mark, and I reckon he's doing it wisely. He can't beat Zaki and Very Elegant, in my opinion, at 2,000 metres weight for age, but he can win these races.
Yeah, that's right, and he joins the $2 million club in earnings, so that is an elite club in Australian racing. Think It Over wins for Nash. He won the race 8 years ago on Moriarty for Chris Waller. For Kerry Parker, he gets a Group 2 win in the Yulong Hill Stakes. It was narrow, but it was a victory ingratiating. He's ready to sprint down that famous Flemington Straight. The track's been upgraded to a soft 5. He's ready.
more.